Cool. Hey, Elvix, does this have the black screen on either side here? Here and wait, and there. Or does it seem pretty good? I do have the black borders. Huh. Okay, I think I can just do this. Also a bit quiet. Well, we'll see when I start doing it. Probably have to make some tweaks and stuff like that. Looking at my volume, it seems the vocal seems pretty good. At least what it says so far. Let's see, and the piano. Sweet. All right. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to test OBS Streamlabs, which is officially what we're doing here. Dude, actually, I like it way better than regular OBS, I gotta say. So, welcome, folks. If you're tuning in here, I'm just getting started. Gotta adjust this camera over here a little bit, I think. Yeah, I might have to do some other tweaking. Just in general, but overall it seems all right. Lipstick Librarian, there you go. What's up? Are you ready for this, Leslie? Because I know I am. So we're going to start with a tune called Embraceable You. Let's make this a little smaller here so I can lean over. Did I tweak the lighting as well? Yes, although I think I'd rather have that off. Is that better or worse? I feel like it's maybe better, but maybe worse in another way too. Let's see here. Is this the one? That's the one. And oh my gosh, look at how small I am. Just little baby Ryan over here. Got all the music. Awesome. Glad to hear it. Lit up face more and darken the background a little bit. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm still going to have to tweak with the lighting, especially now that we're just using this new system here. But, yeah. All right, now we're zoomed in a little bit more here. And I think we should be good to go. So, let's check this out. Evening, everybody. Evening. What's up, Liesel Gma? Nice to see ya. What are we teaching tonight? On an iPad, it's kind of funny to see, but if you look at the info, you can actually see what it is. Yeah, we're talking about George Gershwin and 251s. So I'm going to take my mouse over here. You can see my mouse going. Ding, 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 ding. So in the very first line, there's 4 chords: G6, B flat. The circle means diminished, so B flat diminished. Then A minor 7 and D7, and you can actually sort of see here. I even have written these in already for some of this stuff. So the G is the Roman numeral 1. B flat is the flat third diminished. But here's the key part: these last two. A minor 7, D7. Anytime you see a minor 7 chord followed by a chord that just says 7, doesn't matter what it is, that is typically a 2/5. And that's where we can make some magic happen that really changes the sound up for the melody or for our solos or just dinking around in general. So we're going to kind of mess with some things like that. Anyway, just double checking. I'm using Streamlabs to stream this for the very first time tonight, and so far, so good. Looks good, feels good. So we're talking about 2/5. So this A minor 7, D7. So when you're looking at a piece of music, it's good to typically analyze it before you get really into it. Find these 2/5s. A lot of the time, they'll be the same ones. This A minor D happens, let's look, right here. It also happens right here and right here again. And, does it happen again? Yep, down here. It says A minor 7, flat 5, D7, flat 9. Yeah, it's still a 2/5, still the same thing. Pretty cool stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about. And there's even one at the very end over here, A minor D7. Now there's more. So if you just look at the music, we can even zoom this in a little bit more if we want to. We can actually see that there's a ton of other ones. There's on the 4th line, 1, 2, 3, 4th line here. It starts with this D match 7, D sharp diminished. And then look at this, E, M7, A7. Ooh la la. That's a 2/5. Now, we've done a whole stream on just 2/5 stuff, which is always kind of fun. Ton of songs made famous just for those 2 chords. But what we're going to do is go a little bit more in depth with this in the classical sense and jazz sense of the word. So what we're going to do is just play a little bit around with this. So here's the beginning. All right, so I'm just playing the roots of my left hand here, which is great. So we've got G, B flat, A, D. And we're going to change something up on that 5 chord, the D7. We're going to do what's called a tritone sub, which means to go up or down, but let's go up just for funsies. So you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 half steps. And that you can change the D to 6 up. And then listen to how that changes the sound of this. So here's the normal way, and then we'll play it with A flat instead of D7. Sounds pretty good. All right, here's with A flat. Ooh, yeah. So it's a subtle change. All I'm doing is changing one thing, which is the left hand root to the other thing. And this is something you do in any 2/5 in any song. Typically you do it in jazz versus like, a rock song and stuff like that, but it can still work if you're willing to experiment with stuff. So, so when you hear something very kind of new sounding on a song that you're familiar with, it's probably something like that. On the 2/5, it's doing a tritone sub on the 5. That's that 7 chord. D7. We're looking at this chart. There's D7 on the next line. I see other 5 chords. There's F7. There's D7 again. There's A7 at the end. Those are all 5 chords. We can do this on any one of those, but it sounds even better if it's a 2-5. Oh man, I think we got to take out this hat. How about you guys? I'm getting hot already. Whew. So let's go back to the regular look here real quick. And it's cool to have these charts up. If you actually have the music, the sheet music, then that is going to be certainly helpful for you, but you don't really need it. You can just work on 2/5s. If you don't have a piano, no problem. You can, if as long as you have any kind of a smart device, you can download a free piano app. Just look up piano app and just download the free ones. Don't pay for them. So let's just jam on 2/5s for a second. I'm using A flat instead of D now. Back to D. And those are just fun to mess around with. Pick any key you want. The easiest key is actually the key of C, which is all white notes. So you can play D minor 7 is the 2, G7 is the 5, and the 1 is C. And some of this might be like over some people's heads, which is fine, but we can kind of get into that a little bit too. So if we're doing a 2/5 in the key of C, so here's C. C is the 1. If we want to go to 2, we just go up 1. There's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And here's 5. And yeah, you can go 6, 7, 8. 8 is the same as 1. So the 2 is D, 5 is G, 1 is C. And it's nice to know what those are in any position on the piano. Like let's pick a random note here. Let's go the key of G here. So G is 1. That means A is 2. 2, 3, 4, 5. D is 5. And then 1 is G. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. You can do it in black notes or blacks and whites. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. All kinds of fun stuff to do. And honestly, I have had a lot of fun in recent years just playing around with 2/5/1s and then just soloing in the right hand and messing around with it. So we're going to let's do 3 keys here. So we're going to do the key of C, meaning the 2, we don't start with C, we end with C. That's kind of a confusing part. We start with the 2, which is D, then G, then C. Then we're going to go down to the key of G, which means the 2 is A. Let's see, what's another key we should do? Let's do, how about the key of D? So the 2 is E. So we got the key of C, G, and D. Kind of just picked them at random, trying to keep it mostly white notes. Having fun playing along, thanks. Hey, you're welcome, Nikki. It's funny to say that, but I'm going to try to use people's name in chat as opposed to who you are for the most part, even though I know most of you, which is great. All right, so key of C, D, G, C. Key of G, A, D, G. Key of D, so E, A, D. And then we can start over again. Back to the key of C, D, G, C. We'll do this a few times in a row. Key of G, A, D, G. Key of D, E, A, D. One more time, all the way through. Key of C, D, G, C. And if you're following along with this, it's great just to do the roots only. Just do the 2-5-1 and get that in your ear a little bit. Let's start over again. So key of C, D, G, C. Key of G, A, D, G. Key of D, E, A, D. Now let's just add a little rhythm to that, just for fun, you know? Why not? Fun stuff. Anyway, so if you're just playing the chords, hey, just play play the chords, play D, play G, play C, and it's great. Could you call it when you change keys? Sure, absolutely. And this is definitely sort of a play along type session. So if you want to play along, feel free. It's great to do this. But you can always go back and do these again. Or if you're really interested too, you can always give me a message, shoot me a message, and take a lesson sometime too. I have very few openings, actually, to be honest with you all. But yeah, but I do have a few openings if you are interested to get together and do stuff. And Nikki, Mom, you've got an opening. I'm sure we can find a time to jam on the weekend sometime. So let's just stay in the same key a few times. We'll do 4 times each. So key of C, D, G, C. And we'll take a pause and talk about the next key. Take a pause, do the next key. Each one will be 4 times. So key of C, meaning the 2 is D, 5 is G, 1 is C. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Switching keys. Key of G, A minor, D, G. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Last key, key of D. E minor, A, D. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fun stuff. Anyway, so that is one way to go about 251s is just mess around in a few different keys and see what works for you. Figure out something that sounds good. Definitely go with the golden rule of music, the number one rule of music. And this is definitely just my opinion because there's no, rules in music. But the golden rule is if it sounds good, do it. Sounds good, play it, right? You could also equate that to Mr. James Brown. He said something of the like back in the day when he was recording, I forget what song it was. I should probably figure out what song this is for the story, but it doesn't matter. One of his great funk tunes. He was putting a major and a minor together, which normally sounds pretty bad. And his producer said the same thing. It was like, man, you can't do that. And he went, well, does it sound good? The producer went, yeah. He said, does it feel good? And the producer went, yeah. So he went, then it is good. And his producer went, yeah. He was kind of reluctant, but he was like, it is good. Dang it. It is, but it breaks the rules. Doesn't matter. There are no rules in music. You do whatever you want. It's like making a painting, You just do whatever you want. It's your world. Make it what you want. Of course, you got to explore that world too. Find out what works for you. Otherwise, you won't learn nothing. All right. Oh, cool. We got 8 folks in chat. Hey, if you're just stopping in real quick, say what's up. Say hi in the chat real quick. Or if you don't want to talk or anything like that, that's fine too. If you just want to hang out here and listen or learn, that's okay. Just glad you all are here. Appreciate it. And for those of you that are tuning in, I appreciate you tuning in here. We're just streaming on Twitch only these days, which I think is going to be a great thing. So a lot of room for moving forward here. I think my painting is stick figures. But fun anyway. I tell you what, I've been doing this great thing with my students, my younger students. Just playing some 251s here while I'm passing the time. And so we used to play the game Hangman. You'd guess a word, and every time you missed a letter, you would start drawing in the person on the noose. But that's kind of messed up, especially these days. There's a lot more awareness going on. So Stella had a great idea to make it musical snowman instead. So you draw a beach scene, and you gradually draw the snowman, and the snowman eventually will melt if he makes it or she makes it or they make it that far. Of course, you have to choose musical terms. That's right, Leslie. That is By Strauss is the name of the song. Of course, by Gershwin, George Gershwin. That whole song pretty much is just 2-5 to another 2-5 to another 2-5 to another 2-5 to another. Eventually, it gets to a 1. We're in the key of F here. It's funny. So, I think this stuff is really, really fun. This is a great progression to jam with too. Oh, Oliver, what's up? Yeah, I saw you made the follow on the channel, man. Yeah, thanks, dude. Rock on, and shaka shaka. Howdy from the East Coast. Oh man, that's cool. Hey, Oliver, Liesel is in the chat. By the way, grandmama. If you want to say hi. And Liesel, Oliver is in the chat as well. If you want to say what's up, that's super cool. Oh yes, and Nikki too. There you go. Look at this. Old friends getting together. So this this tune here does. We're in the key of F, but we take a while to get there. So we start with. I'll just do the roots here because this is a great way to do this. So we do the root B. Root. But it's a 2-5. So B being the root of the 2. So 2, 3, 4, 5. B, E, then A, D, then G, C, F. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. And that's pretty much the whole song, and even just soloing on it. This song's in 3, so it has this really fun feel. Now, Gershwin did a little loop. He never went to the 1. He just starts to loop it around. It's kind of fun. Oh, let me tell you what I'm doing here. So B, E, A, D, G, C, B, E, A, D, G, C, D, B, E, A, D, G, C, B, E. You can just kind of loop this thing and just mess around with it. It's super, super fun. And you can try to aim for in your solo hand. You can try to aim for these chord tones. Oh, it's a blast. One of my favorite things to jam on these days. When I'm warming up just for a gig or whatever, I typically just go through random 2-5-1s. Here's more play along. You can pretty much just play white notes along with this. And just keep it moving. Don't stay on one note for too long. Like that. Just kind of... keep that melody moving. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Fun stuff. Oh, yes. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys are catching up over there. We're going to jump to another 2, 5, 1 here. But we're never going to go to 1. Ever. We're never going to hit 1. So this is a tune I played before, which is by Pink Floyd, actually. It's Dark Side of the Moon, Great Gig in the Sky. It's mostly 2 chords. And those 2 chords are G minor 7 and C7. G minor 7 is G, B flat, D, F. C7 is G, B flat, same first two notes, G, B flat, C, E. A few other chords in there as well. They're actually also 2/5s, but kind of in a different realm. So y'all might recognize this tune. Play along if you'd like. And the scale is all white notes, except don't hit B, hit B flat instead. So B is an avoid note, which is always a good thing to think about. Let's see here. All right, just double checking. And Elvix, I haven't looked at that message you sent me. I'm assuming that's for later, not for right now. I was going to stick with Gershwin, and now I'm going off on a tangent, but this is going to be fun. So you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, cool. Sounds good. Thanks, Elvix. My friend Rachel were here. She'd rock this. Oliver, you actually met Rachel at Richard's and Kathy's place. That was that amazing singer we had. Oh yeah, Eskeon, I don't think I've seen you here before. Welcome to the chat. Tuesday nights are pretty chill. We mostly do kind of almost like a masterclass type thing. I'm a piano player, musician from Southern Colorado, and tour musician, cruise ship musician, all kinds of cool stuff. And yeah, Tuesdays are more for teaching and learning, and we're talking about Gershwin tonight and 251s, if that makes any sense to you or to your buddy. But on Fridays, it's more of a request hour. So, and if there's anything you want to hear, just message it. We do the donation ones first, of course. People that donate $15 or more get theirs bumped to the top of the list. But yeah, this Friday we do, 6 p.m. Colorado time, Mountain Standard Time. And we do, last week we did like 3-hour show with no breaks, which is kind of silly. So I think we need to do that more this time. So why don't we bounce back to the tune. So we were talking about this song. Oh my gosh, it's so bright. Maybe we should turn that down. Embraceable You. So here's the jazz tune. We were doing this earlier, talking about 2/5s, which are minor 7s to dominant 7s. But let's just kind of play it. See what happens. Got all those chords already, everybody? All right, here we go. More Gershwin, folks. All right. We normally do these streams pretty short, only like about 45 minutes or something, by the way, Eski. But sometimes we do Tuesdays a little bit longer. But if you like this type of stuff, it's pretty much all music here. So give the channel a follow if you haven't already, and tune in every Tuesday and Friday. We rock out. Speaking of rocking out, I think we got to rock out now. That made me super inspired just to play a little bit. So let's see what we got here. How's this groove feeling? Is it more expensive with the tempo? That's funny. I didn't see that earlier. Some Rhodes action. Actually, no, let's go to G of F. Actually, that's kind of cool. Let's do both. G and F. Is it more expensive? Nah, it kind of just depends on the tune, honestly. Like, if we already know the tune, then we can probably put it in the mix. But certain ones, like that one over there, is like 5 pages long. There was like what we did some Doobie Brothers last week. They're like 10 pages long. Those take a minute to learn. So sight reading it is fine actually, but on stream it's kind of awkward because I have to like scroll on the computer and I don't have it printed out yet. So that's the only reason we would wait for things. So right now we're just going to groove on a little kind of sus chord thing. We're doing G, B flat, F, A flat. We'll change those to major 7s times, sometimes just for funsies. So let's just hear how it sounds, just to get in the groove here. So let's do all sus, just for funsies. Sus, yeah. It is total sus, man. So that sounds pretty cool. Let's change them all major. They're not sus anymore, Sean. Major 7 chords only. Pretty sick. Oh, thanks for following, Esky. Esky on top. Nice. The Twitch names are always just so great, right? All right. Hey, you all still out there hanging out here? I know we got a smaller crowd on Tuesday nights, a little later than Fridays, but yeah. Any thoughts on some other future Tuesdays? I'm actually planning on going back to some previous weeks and getting more in depth on some stuff. But if anyone has anything specific they want to talk about or learn, this is kind of your time, you know? Let me know what you'd like to talk about, learn about. We can probably go into detail on it. Again, I've been streaming on Twitch and YouTube, Facebook, all that stuff for, let's see, when did I start this? I don't even remember the first date, but it hasn't been all that long. So if you haven't followed the channel already, make sure to do that. It costs nothing, helps me a lot. In fact, I should mention this too. This is pretty cool. I just got affiliate status with Twitch just on Friday. What that means is you can actually sub to my channel, kind of like a subscription like Netflix or something like that. It's only $5 a month, and it helps support the stream and keep the music content going. We can learn all kinds of cool stuff together. So if you're interested in that, just look below and you can subscribe. I was going to wait till Friday more to break the news. We've got a bigger crowd, but why not? I freaked out on Friday, and now here we are, and haven't freaked out. So we're just going to pick one more chord progression to jam on here. I love James Gasson, so we're gonna put him on. So good. This is a groove he'd played for Bill Withers back in the day. So we're gonna play. It's kind of in two keys here, but we're in the key of G minor, and then we're gonna go to the key of F minor. That's kind of quick. So here's G minor, there's F minor. Same thing. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Yeah. So that was just a little kind of 2/5 progression I was just jamming on, just kind of making something up and just having fun with it. First times you try these things, they might not work so hot, but, hey, you work at them, you'll get better, right? Like anything. For some reason, I really love the key G minor, so I'm a big fan. And keep it going. Whoa! Oliver, I totally missed this. Dude, thank you so much. I'm not sure if you're still here. But thank you so much for the dono. I really appreciate it. I didn't even see that. That's awesome. Really appreciate it. All right. Are we going to raid someone tonight? We got a few people in the chat. I'm not sure if anyone wants to stick around or not, but we can always look. So let's see. Why not? You can always pass on the love. And if you all are feeling like you are ready to just call it a night, that is just fine. But if you're feeling like maybe you want to keep watching some music or something like that, maybe Charles Jones or something to stream it in that time. Might put you to bed. All right, let's mute that thing. Let's see what we got going on here. Anyone streaming? Let's look. All right. Oh, there we go. Kyle's stream. That sounds great. We didn't do this last time. We did someone else, but you know what? Kyle's awesome. Kyle does a lot of video game type music stuff, so I think we'll go ahead and rate him up. Kyle Landry. All right. I think I can raid for OBS. Let's try it. Thanks again for hanging out, everyone. Really appreciate it. Thank you to the mods. Thank you all for supporting me, for being here and hanging out. And yeah, we'll see you all on Friday.